It's now time for the relationship segment, and I have with me Mrs. Marie-Rose Sackey. She is an entrepreneur and a counselor as well. Today we're discussing loyalty, where to draw the line, so you know you're not stepping on toes or you're not poking too much. So it's loyalty versus more or less enthusiasm. Good morning, Ma.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Awesome. Oh, I'm great. I'm great. So yeah, basically loyalty, especially within friendships, where do we draw the lines?
Yeah, thank you very much. When we talk about loyalty, it spans beyond, just being friends. Mm-hmm. Loyalty goes between any kind of relationship. Right. But then it's more when you are closer. It's more required when you are closer. And what is loyalty? If we want to break it down for everybody to understand, it's basically a strong feeling of support. Right. As in our local parlance, some people say, me boje also. That kind of thing. Yeah. Me boje also. Yeah. You have this strong feeling of support that sometimes it can be blinding. Okay. But I also look at it and I say that loyalty is a subjective matter. Mm. It's subjective because you can't measure everybody's loyalty on the same scale. Right. My loyalty to you might be different from your loyalty to me. Even though I support you strongly, it might be strongly in a certain area of your life or all aspects of your life. It all depends. So when we are friends, or when you have a friend and you have that kind of allegiance, that's another word for loyalty. It's like an allegiance, like I said, strong support. You are devoted to the person. Right. So sometimes you even have loyalty, not necessarily with friends, but because of your career. Let's say your big boss up here, the PA, the security details and all that. They're supposed to be loyal people. They're supposed to be protecting him. That is where loyalty comes in. Loyalty is taking care of somebody wholly, making sure that the person doesn't come to into danger. So that's there. But as much as you are supporting the person to see the person happy, to see the person protected, to see the person doesn't fall into any situation that will be damaging. You also have to think about the fact that you have to draw a line. Right. There's some boundaries. You can't, encroach the person's space in being loyal. You can't encroach the person's space. When I say you can't encroach the person's space, it's like, it's not everything. Maybe the person is in the bathroom and you are going there because you are loyal. No, you can't do that. The loyalty ends somewhere. It ends somewhere. And that's why I said it's subjective. So it depends on how far whoever that you are loyal to allows you to be. So if you are friends, you are very, very close with somebody, but maybe the person will not want you to get into his relationship or his marital affairs or something. So you should know your boundaries within your loyalty. As I said, there's some loyalty thing that it's basically like for career. Okay. For career purposes. Right. So when you see these military men, those who are security and all that, it's not everything that they know where their limits are. You should draw the line, and that's exactly what we are talking about: knowing when to do FIASM and when to be there. Yeah. But sometimes people think that, oh, we are friends, we do everything together, so they tend to go beyond what is expected of them. What is expected of them? One other example I wanted to give about loyalty. When you talk about loyalty with animals, pets and all that, one of the best loyal pet is a dog. Right. And some people say that that's the reason why dog is spelled in the reverse of God. God, yeah. They are so loyal. Right. Faithfulness, that's another word you can use for loyalty. You're faithful to. So when your dog knows you, your dog is there for you. Right. But your dog can't go anywhere. Ghanaian pets or Ghanaian pet dog pets, you realize that they don't go to our bedrooms. Yeah, in the Western world, they allow them everywhere. But so it is where you can you allow that pet or that faithful servant of yours. That is what will bring you the results you want. So let me give a typical example. Like if you don't want to step on your friend.
Yeah,
I'm talking about friends. You don't want to step on the toes of your friend. At the same time, you want to be loyal. You have to be careful what you talk about. Anything to show your loyalty, anything that brings good to the person is the first and foremost thing you have to consider.
Okay.
I am loyal to you, but I don't have to put you in harm's way. Because I'm loyal to you doesn't mean I have to tell you everything.
Okay.
You get what I mean? It doesn't mean I have to tell you everything. It doesn't mean I can just put my hands into anything of yours and use because I'm loyal to you, because I support you so much.
Right.
I have to seek permission. I have to know when and when not, you know. So it's a bit very critical area that calls for a lot of discernment, if I should use that word. You have to discern to know where you have to go and where you don't have to go. Yes. There are times that you'll be loyal to somebody by not even telling the person, but you fight the fight of the person for him. Him or her. You know, you fight a fight for the person. You don't necessarily have to come and tell, because maybe to bring hurt to the person. But I'll talk about that even detailed on. But sometimes you know that there's somebody who is your friend, a very, very good friend. You have expectation, a certain expectation. That's why I say it's subjective. Yeah. You have a certain expectation of your friend. Yeah. Your friend also have a certain expectation of you. Because but your expectation, yes, but the expectation might not be the same. Okay. Maybe I have high expectation of you. You have high, a little lower expectation from me. Yeah. So if I cross the line, and sometimes I'm like, hey, trying to be all protective, and the person can tell you that, hey, you just leave it there. So you should know how that friendship goes. You should know how that friendship goes. And then, of course, as you work with the person, you do certain things. The person may caution you and all that. So you know that it's a line. Yeah. It's a boundary. You don't have to cross that one. Because I'm looking for your good, or I'm watching your behind you for you. I don't have to just come into your privacy. Okay. And get into your matter. Right. It could be, the boundaries could be through what you can talk about in his life, in or her life. Yeah. You know, maybe because you are so close and all that, you think you can talk about anything. No, you can't talk about everything.
But should loyalty be based on what I am hoping to gain from you?
It's not necessarily based on what I'm hoping to gain. It's the cordiality of a friend. Okay. If you are a friend to somebody, the person expects that you should be loyal. You should support. Why are we friends? You should support me, you know, but you don't support blindly. Okay. You don't support blindly. Sometimes people think, oh, if you say no to a person, that means you are not being loyal. But I don't agree to that. Okay. You can say no because the no is for safety. Okay. The no is for safety. It's not because of what I'll get from you, but it's because we are friends. And I seek for your good. I seek for the best of you. So taking, for example, if you have a friend and then you know that the friend is being cheated on, or you know that your friend is cheating on his partner, his or her partner, what do? Do you go and get up and go and tell the partner, or what are your boundaries in such a case? Yeah. You know, it's a very critical situation. Yeah, very dicey. Very, very dicey. You know, because you can say in our local parlance again, they say that you know, so you have to be very, very careful. Number one, apart from being a third person, by going to say it, and that it might bounce back to you, or the person might not take it well, and all that. You should also be careful for the fact that you must respect that relationship that you have with a person. Yeah. Does that relationship call you to that point? Do you have enough substance to prove? Have you thought about the person's vulnerability when it comes to emotional things? Your friend that you are trying to be loyal to. We are all vulnerable at one time or the other. Yeah. Such things, such information, they are so critical. If you don't take You can tell the person just, okay, here we don't have too many guns. But, I mean, people have killed people over such information. Yeah. So you have to be very careful. You could either give a person a lead way, you know, by, if you really, really are sure, by maybe taking the person to the area where the thing happens, or something that he himself would observe for himself, not just coming and telling the person that your husband is cheating on you or your wife is cheating on you, or whatever. But you should have a nice way of leading the person to find it out for himself, so that he can have his own shock absorbers taking place. Otherwise, if you know the person who is involved in doing that, who is your friend and your lawyer, I think that it's good that you advise the person that you can't do such things. You know, you can't do such things. And at times you have to just keep a blind eye. But then does it make you disloyal if you should turn a blind eye to some of these things? If you turn a blind eye with the intention that you don't want to hurt anybody, I don't think it's disloyalty. Well, to me, I'm thinking I want to do that out of genuine concern, and so I'm not being disloyal, but to the affected party. To the affected party, yes. It's a very difficult thing, because the affected party, because we are different and we view things differently, might think that, why didn't you tell me? Right. You know, why didn't you tell me if you knew about it? But how would even the person know you knew about it without you telling your friend? Unless you yourself sell out. So sometimes you have to mind your business. By keeping quiet, you don't know. Speak no evil. There's that see no evil. See no evil, hear no evil. Yeah. You know, you haven't seen it. It's not in your domain. You haven't been called to be a watchman over that aspect. Okay. So yeah, because when it comes to cheating in relationships, it can be so dangerous that whenever you are treading that path, you need to be very cautious. You need to be very cautious. You need to be very, very careful. And so these are some of the, and like I said, that loyalty, in giving loyalty or in being loyal to a friend, you should always learn to respect your spaces, respect the relationship. Don't overdo and go beyond your bounds. Even in marriages, there are times that you have to keep quiet. It's not all the time that you have to talk. There are times you can see something that is affecting you, but you have to keep quiet for it to take its full term, and then it will end. Sometimes you talk about it and it's like you've poured petrol on it, and then it keeps burning. So there's a time to be quiet. That's what the Bible says. There's a time for everything. There's a time for everything. There's times you have to talk. There are times you have to be quiet. Yeah, you've observed it, but well, I would advise that what you can do in the absence of not telling the person, you can pray for the person. Whichever form of prayer. You can pray for the person, because it's a difficult situation. It might not only involve the two of them, it might involve a family, children and all that. So you have to be very careful. One, how do you call it? One information or just a single word can set out fire. Right. Let's look at loyalty and submissiveness. I'm asking because we can cite examples of people being loyal to the extent that they take on the enemy of their friends. I mean, does being loyal necessarily have to make you servant to whoever you're being loyal to? I don't think so, and I'll never agree to that. Sometimes people, they do it blindly. Like I said, they are loyal, so they just put themselves in. The person's fight, they'll go and take and then fight, and then they'll beat you and all that. No, you have to be very, so I was even looking at something like, you have to draw a balance in being loyal. You have to draw a balance. When is it too much? And when is it okay? You should know, or it's too less, or it's not being done enough. You should be able to draw the line. That you don't want to be a servant to your friend just because you want the person to know that, oh, I'm there for you 100% and all that. So you are servant to the extent that the person steps on you. And sometimes some of these things can even go to a man and woman relationship. Many times, like, the man would demand, oh, this one is okay when a man does it, but when a woman does it, it's not okay. you know, because I've married you, you live here, you are supposed to do this for me, you are supposed to do that for me. The woman is always expected to be so loyal, but when the man is not being loyal and you talk about it, it's a problem. You know, the man is all over the place and all that. You talk about it, it brings a problem. Okay. Well, because of emancipation of women, some of these things are being addressed and all that. For women to know their, how do you call it? For women to know their rights and to how far you can serve to. You can't serve to the disadvantage of your own being.
Own detriment.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
I agree.
So those are the things that you can look at when you are looking at. I talked about respect. You also have to remember that there should be confidentiality, even in loyalty.
Yes. I agree. Yeah.
When you are privy to certain information, it is not always that you have to act on it. You have to only act on it with consent from whoever that has given you that information. So you can't just say that because I know I can do anything, I'll go out of my way. No, maybe the person told you just for a reason, and not for you to reuse it for any other matter. So you have to understand that you have to keep people's confidences. You understand? You have to keep other people's confidences when you are being loyal to people. And don't let them use you or bring you to the point where you can't even find your own self. Yes, and loyalty is a great admiration. You admire the person. You can also use the point of admiring your friend or whatever. But in admiring them, you still always have to have an open eye, because you can't follow the person blindly and fall into a ditch. Sometimes what you might be admiring might not be the best.
Great.
Might not be the best. Exactly. So because you are loyal to the person doesn't mean that even if it is not good, you have to do it. I think genuine loyalty is being able to tell the right when it's right, and wrong tell wrong when it's wrong. That is loyalty. That's why I said from the beginning that loyalty has to do with loving the person and protecting the person, or preventing danger from. That is also another way of showing loyalty or showing love to somebody.
Great. Thank you very much, Mrs. Marie-Rose Sackey, an entrepreneur and counselor. Very, very insightful conversation there, and we hope that this helps you draw the line between being loyal and, of course, minding your own business.
Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.